Lovett Reid is here to help us get our finances on track for 2024. Hey, Patti.
Hello, my friend.
Oh, my gosh. First off, Happy New Year to you.
Same to you.
You're looking so bright and wonderful.
Yeah. You know, I don't like to stand out.
No.
Not at all.
Not at all. Wallflowers, you and I, we're good to go.
Yes.
All right, so Patti, let's
talk
off.
about it.
Yes, let's start off with some of your financial predictions.
Okay.
So, what are some of the key things you want us to kind of pay attention to this year?
Well, I think what's going to happen is everyone's waiting for interest rates to go lower. And I'd like to think they will, but the Bank of Canada is going to watch it very closely. So when people say rates are going to start dropping down in the spring, maybe, but maybe not. And so I think we need to plan for that sort of thing. 82% of Canadians right now feel like we're in a recession. I can tell you, technically, 2 negative quarters of GDP growth we haven't had.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's immigration that has been helping us prop up the economy.
Yeah.
But it feels like we are in a recession. So I would watch growth, I would watch employment, I would watch interest rates, and it's going to be bumpy. It's not going to be smooth, but we will. I have been through many economic downturns, and we get through it, and it rights the economy, and it gets us on a better trajectory.
Okay, so it's tough now, choppy waters.
Choppy waters, yeah.
Sailing will be smoother at some point ahead.
Well, great analogy.
I like that.
I think I'm going to use that one again.
Well, we were just talking about boats, so that's what we talk about, Patti, in between commercials.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so let's get some of your tips on how Canadian households can kind of prepare for the economy as it is in those choppy waters.
Right.
So the first thing you recommend is creating a budget starting with unusual annual expenses.
Well, they're not all that unusual, but I think they're supercharging. But they are sort of unusual because people always forget them. By the way, budgets get a bad rap, and they work. They do, but you have to stick to the budget, but they're not carved in stone. The unusual things that people don't often put in, birthdays, anniversaries, vacations. They think, oh no, I'm just going to do my mortgage, heating, electricity, gas prices, food. But, you know, when you supercharge it and you're realistic, it allows you to stay on track with the budget.
Yeah, it's actually looking at what your life is
in
the whole.
Realistically, yeah.
Yeah.
And so when these things come up, I have a baby shower, say, this is what I've budgeted. I have to be creative. I'm going to come up with a gift that's aligned to what I plan for.
Oh, I like that. Supercharge it. I like that. Now, you also say to plan for the unexpected and also have emergency funds.
Yes, emergency funds. You know, you don't think your car's working, so it's never going to break down.
Yeah, exactly.
It's going to.
Yeah.
I can tell you as well, the roof doesn't leak, or you haven't lost your job because you're one of the Canadians that has a job. But good people lose their job all the time. So to the extent that you can have 3 to 6 months living expenses in cash, and if you can't do that, get a credit card or a line of credit today. Don't use it, but it's there for an emergency when you need it.
Yeah, that's really smart.
Because when you need it, you're not going to be able to get it.
No, 100%. You've got it. Don't use it, though. Don't use it like a credit card. Just leave it doing its thing.
Yeah, right.
All right. Now, you also talk about this one I really need to do. I'm really bad at this, Patti, and I'm so embarrassed. Audit your annual renewal and subscriptions.
Okay, so normally when someone tells me that, I'll say, oh, that's lazy. But I don't want to say that to your face.
No, I get it. I'm a bit lazy.
It's not exactly nice saying you're lazy. But, you know, when you look at all the subscriptions, the things that you may do online, the things that just come up for renewal and you just let them renew, the answer is always no if you don't negotiate a better price.
Yeah.
So I just think have a look well in advance and say to yourself, I'm going to start negotiating. And I think you could be very surprised the deals that you could get.
And also, you don't have that thing where you have a charge on your credit card and you're like, oh, I forgot to cancel it. Which is the worst.
The worst. Yeah, the worst.
So you also talk about, this is a new thing that I've been seeing online. There's a lot of like buy now, pay later plans for expensive things like furniture and stuff. You're saying to avoid those, right?
You know, I've watched what really savvy people who are great savers will often say, and they will not borrow to consume, ever. They will borrow to invest in themselves, in their home, in their business, because debt is a never-ending sinkhole. And so when you buy now, pay later, and you miss that pay later by one day because life gets in the way, it goes through the roof when you actually owe interest on the debt that's outstanding. And by then, you may have already gotten rid of that couch.
Yeah, that's fantastic. All great tips, Patti. You got us well prepared for the year ahead.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, Patti.
Thank you.
Hey, Mary here. What did you think? Drop your comments below and don't forget to like and subscribe for more of the good stuff.